Hey everybody, welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons. Today I'm coming at you from a very makeshift studio in Krakow, Poland. As I've mentioned before, my wife is actually from Poland, so we're here doing some sightseeing, visiting some family, and also doing a little bit of work. My wife is actually starting a Polish language learning channel, so more on that in the future. But I want to keep up with my teaching, so today I thought I'd share with you something very simple but extremely useful. How to add a little bit of grit and robustness to your soloing using blues double stop techniques. So all in all, I'm going to teach you 3 licks, and they look and sound like this. I'm going to cue up a backing track on the high vibe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lick number 2. And lick number 3. Let's break that down. Okay, a close look at the fretboard, getting started breaking down those 3 licks. But first, I want to share with you the main scale position I'm using to construct them. So we're playing today in the key of A. The scale I want you to practice, the minor blues scale key of A. Looks and sounds like this. Okay, so that's 5, 8, 5, 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. And in those instances where you're jamming over top of a major key, you want to be able to add in the major third in the given key that you're playing in. In this case, C sharp. So find all of your C sharp notes and see if you can add them into that scale for a little bit of major flavor. Alright, a great way to sweeten things up. Okay, now jumping into our licks. The first one looks and sounds like this. And you can add in a little tail at the end. One more time, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so pretty simple. We're starting with the double stop on the B and the high E string. Twice. You can slide up into that position. Alright, then double stops here on the G and the B string. Next, we're going to grab the 5th fret position of both of those strings as we hammer the middle finger up. That's going to be the G string, 5th fret, going up to the 6th fret. That's a minor third interval going up to the major third. A very, very common trick used in blues and rock music. Alright, then we're on to the root note, 7th fret of the D string. Alright, so we just played 7, 5, 7 to kind of resolve the lick. Now notice how I kind of rake the strings as I go into that last part. So I'm hitting the D string with an upstroke and hitting the covered strings that I'm muting here on the way. And then from there it's just 5, 7. If you want to add in that last little tag, it's going to be the A string, 7, sliding down to 5, and then the 3rd fret of the A string with a slight bend. Alright, one more time real slow, get it into your muscle memory. Okay, now jumping into lick number 2. Once again, it's going to look and sound like this with the backing track. 2, 3, 4, and... One more time. Okay, so there we're going up to the upper extension of that minor pentatonic or minor blues scale. Alright, but we're just going to grab this little double stop that we have there. 9th fret of the G string and 8th fret of the B string. We're going to play triplets, sliding up into the position. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a... All right, next we're gonna slide down to the 7th fret of the G string. Pull off down to 5, and then resolve to the 7th fret of the D string. Hit that note twice before sliding away. You can play just the B and the high E string, or the G, B, and high E. So, okay, that's gonna work over both major and minor keys because we didn't use the major third, but you could if you like. All right, notice how I added in the major third there? That would sound great over top of a chord like A dominant 7. Okay, now jumping into our third and final lick. It's gonna look and sound like this. I'll cue up the backing track once again. 2, 3, 4, 1. 1. And real slow, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And once more, 1. Okay, so let's break this up into 3 parts. Part number 1. All right, that's the 8th fret of the G and B string. I'm gonna slide down a half step as I strike both of those notes together. Pull off down to 5, and then go to the root note, 7th fret of the D string. All right, next we're gonna play. All right, so that's a double stop, the 7th fret of the G and B, D string, and then 5 and 5 with that slight bend there. Put parts 1 and 2 together, we have. And then finally we're gonna play. All right, so that was 7, 7 on the D string. Next, bar the 5th fret of the G and B, and hammer up a half step. Of course, you could omit this major third and just keep it minor if you were jamming in a minor key. Okay, you put all 3 parts together, we have real slow. Part 1, part 2, part 3. And all together. All right, now let's see if we can play all 3 licks, one after the other, with this backing track. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more time. Number 2. And number 3. 1. Here we go again. All right, now it's your turn. See if you can play along. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Remember, you can slow it down if you need to. A few more bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, I'm back with you. Here we go again. Lick 2. And 3, 1. Alright, just like that, everybody. I hope you enjoyed learning these licks. Of course, if you need some extra guidance, you can head over to patreon.com/swiftlessons. Link is down in the description where you can find a full tab and also a Guitar Pro. Until next time, this is Rob coming at you from Krakow, Poland, saying happy picking.